I got my guy calling in all the way from Canada, Ashton Mills, Toronto, Canada, to be more specific.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm okay. I want to get to the music, but me and him have been talking like for 10 minutes before we even started the interview. But I didn't really get to ask you even before then. What is like quarantine for you been like up in Canada? Like, how is it like? How is it up there right now?
Man, it's been different. I mean, like for me personally, it's been I don't know. I'm a huge homebody anyways, and
Mm-hmm.
so like I'm always kind of like at the crib, like working on something. So I'm not like like out a lot. But I know like there's like I got homies here and it's like hitting them super hard where it's like, we have like restrictions on this and restrictions on that and can't do this, can't do that, gotta, it's just a different way of life. But I feel like now seeing that we're like end of September and kind of anticipating like wave 2, it's like feeling normal, which is a little bit freaky at the same time. But I don't know, man, for me, like not honestly a huge change personally, but I know like as a whole, everybody's like, what's happening? But
And
yeah.
I've been asking, I feel like I sound repetitive with this question when I ask it, but it's also, because every artist is different. When it comes to music making, has anything changed for you at least? Because, certain people are like, oh, I can't go to the studio and I can't, I'm FaceTiming with my producer to do this, or I did a collab with this person and I've never met them before, but we FaceTime. How has it been, I guess, for you when it comes to making music?
Man, it's been cool because like I guess not having that like face to face has really kind of pushed me to like really just learn a lot of shit for myself and figure out like what just I have this like phrase that I say it's like in-house is the best house.
Okay.
It's just really like I don't know, that's kind of like my big revelation over this quarantine period is just all right, like watching a visual, that's cool how they did that, like now that we got all this time and we have these resources, like let's figure out how they did that. Why does this look the way that this looks? Why is the lighting like this or whatever? And the same applies to music. It's just like just really focusing in on and having that extra time to really just work on my craft. So it's been good, man. It's been a learning curve, but like I guess in the same breath, like I don't know, ain't shit really changed too. It's just like picking up on the small pieces and figuring out where I can figure that out that I wouldn't normally have that face to face with other people like seeing out. So.
That's dope that you've been able to like adapt, and it's kind of like nothing's really changed for you. It's just like little things here and there that have moved around in like your process of making music.
Yeah. No, man, it's been cool. So I'm excited for what's coming and what we've been working on during this whole quarantine period.
So I know you got 2 singles out now, right? You dropped Paper Boats in 2019, or was that at the beginning of this year? I think it was 2019, right?
Yeah, November 2019. So it was like at the end of last year.
And now we got Reflections out now, and these are kind of like your 2 first, I guess, like major releases, you could say. Talk to me about Paper Boats, because you were telling me a little bit before the interview that Paper Boats was originally the first single off the project, and then now we have Reflections. So I guess like talk to me a little bit about Paper Boats, and then we'll get into Reflections a bit.
Yeah, man. So I've been like sitting on this project for a minute now, and we finally felt like at the end of last year, we we're like in a place where we were going to be okay, let's kick off the rollout. Let's finish the year strong. Let's put out paper and see where we can go in the new year. And so we dropped Paper Boats, and the reception was cool in the city. And then obviously COVID came along and just like completely flipped the plan upside down, right. And we had to completely rethink everything because it's like nobody'd seen this before. It's like, okay, well. We had this idea for like a huge like debut show and like all of this stuff, and it's like, okay, well now we have to, what does that look like now where we can't get more than whatever it is, like 50 people in a room that are like socially distanced and like all of this stuff. So Paper was cool, we put that out, and now that I feel like us as a whole, we're kind of learning how to adapt to the current circumstance. It's more like, okay, like we got Reflections now, so let's just keep it moving. We have all of this content that we're sitting on, and who knows what the next 6 months could even look like. You know, are we just going to sit on it and just like, you know, sit on it for 2 years and not ever let anybody hear it? Or are we just going to, you know, just keep it pushing and just, you know, develop the next project and the next thing, just keep it moving. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
Well, I feel like now's a good time. You know, I've said this a lot, and a lot of artists have said it as well. Now's a good time to release music because people are still, you know, they're home. You know, most people are still home. Most people are still just chilling at home and listening to music.
Yeah.
So I feel like now has become a good time to put out music.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, man. I'm happy to be moving the way that we are, and kind of with the given circumstances is cool, because even with like Reflections and the video behind it, it was like everybody has been craving that how do you say it? Like that social intimacy, let's say, like, you know, that like connection. And that's what that Reflections video is. It's just, you know, taking these memories of when we all were out like that, and, you know, just putting them all into one, because it's like everybody's craving that right now. Like I miss that. I miss, like, you know, just going and seeing wherever, just going out and see where you end up at the end of the night, and just running into all these people and, you know, friendly faces, and just, you know, we miss that. So I feel like that was, at least for me personally, that was refreshing to put that out, because it's like, man, like it feels good to have that sense of community. And I guess that's what the reminder was, is that it might look different now, but, you know, we don't have to lose that sense of community, even though, you know, the social standards might look a little different right now. So
was Reflection something that you wrote over the course of you know, the coronavirus, or did you write it before? Because like you mentioned that like we're reflecting on how things used to be, you know, pre-pandemic. So that's why I'm just wondering, like, was this something that you wrote during the pandemic? Yeah,
no, it was something that kind of came together, like, kind of just like, you know, off top, like just we were like, okay, I guess I never really intended for Reflections to be like a part of the project or anything like that. It was just, I was like, okay, no, let's just put something out just to do it, you know, just to be present, because who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, just kind of the way things are moving, it seems like a strong start to kind of kick off the rest of the project. So that's kind of where we're at.
So we're talking about this upcoming project, and I know, is it supposed to come out this fall, or you might hold on to it for a little longer?
No, man, it's coming out this fall.
Okay, cool. Because you mentioned like holding it and whatnot, so I'm just making sure. So talk to me about this project. Like, does it have a name yet? Do we have a release date? Like, what are we doing with it right now?
We got release dates lined up, but not ready to drop that just yet. But I will tell you that the project is called "You Watched Me Lose My Mind," and it's cool because it's very conceptual. Mm-hmm. Where it's not just like a collection of songs made during this period of time. I really wanted to focus on, since it's my first project too, I really wanted to focus on putting out a body of work that really flows together. That, you know, it's cool to come out with like strong singles and get the streams up and, you know, all that good shit. But it's like, I want to really give people more than that. I want them to really hear these different sides of me, both as like, you know, a singer and a producer, because it's all self-produced as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. It's fall, 100%, 1,000%.
What was it like, I guess, self-producing it? Does that put more weight on you, or is it something that you've always kind of done?
I've always kind of done it. And I tell my homies this too. I guess kind of being able to do everything is, I guess, my biggest strength, but also one of my biggest weaknesses too, because I feel like sometimes I can get maybe a little like overcritical of things, and I'm so detail oriented that sometimes maybe I'm just like overthinking shit. It's just, you know, if it feels right, just push it out, and, you know, just kind of just go off that gut instinct where it's like, I feel sometimes it's like I tend to overanalyze. But no, it's cool. Like I'm very thankful that I guess I was pushed to kind of learn all these different things, and, you know, learn all the instruments, and that my parents like put me in like jazz, piano, and all this stuff when I was young, because now it's kind of giving me the tools, especially in a time like now where I just have it all at my fingertips. So
that's dope, man. Like I didn't know that you self-produce your own stuff. So that's really like interesting to like to see how this is like really kind of like your whole vision, because you're the one producing it, you're writing it, and obviously you're performing it. So it's so cool to be able to I guess for you, it's cool to be able to kind of say that like this is all you. Like this entire concept of this project is just yourself.
Man, totally. Like that's, and I have a lot of cool producers in my circle too that we're definitely going to do some shit in the future because they're so hard. But yeah, that was kind of the premise for this too, that I was approaching at it like creatively. I just wanted to be like, man, like this is me. Like I want to get this all out there. Everything from like, the production, the vocals, the engineering. I have some like mixing engineers that helped as well.
Right.
But even down to like the visuals too. Like I directed all the visuals, shot the visuals, edited them, and I've had like a good friends of mine have kind of helped me with like the logistics and where can we get these cameras and put this together. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be cool to see how it's received because I feel like I'm just ready. It's been so much like on the back end that it's a good time to just be like, here it is.
And so this is your first project. So like aside from holding the music every now, like you said you might have held the music for like 2 years. What other like I guess struggles have you like faced with trying to get this first project and these like your first kind of like major releases out into the public?
Man, the thing is, I guess the biggest thing that I've kind of had to navigate is just like being on the independent budget. Because yeah, like I don't have a manager. I'm not signed to a label. It's literally just been everything from the ground up. So like shooting it, getting the cameras, linking with my homies, like Frank and Seb and a good friend of mine, River, just like getting like the cameras and just really getting like to the basics. Okay, let's write the treatment. Let's figure out what we need for gear. How are we going to get this stuff? How are we, So that's probably the biggest thing is just navigating that independent budgeting while trying to accommodate such a big vision. So
that's dope, man. Yo, I feel like you have like a good head on like your shoulders about being independent in like this whole project. Like I feel like every answer you had is like it's like there's like a little bit of like sadness in your voice when you talk about how long the music has come out, but then like it ends with like optimism and you're like, okay, it's finally coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, honestly, and at the end of the day, that's kind of just the game, bro, especially for anybody coming out. It's like how badly do you want this to work out? How much how much are you willing to put into that? And so that's kind of just something that it's like, man, like this is it. So let's give it everything. And that's where we're at. So I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for this project to come out this fall. Something that I've been doing with all these artists, before I let you go during quarantine is that, obviously everybody's inside. As a creative yourself, we're all stuck in this environment where, at sometimes it can get, frustrating. So for a message for, the people at home, whether they're creatives, rappers, singers, your everyday, like, person who might be struggling during this time of uncertainty during a global pandemic, I guess what encouraging words would you, or, inspirational words, whatever you want to say, would you have for the people at home?
Man, just take in everything. Like one thing that I've kind of had to refocus on during quarantine too is just really appreciating like even the small things. And if, it's cool to have a vision and a plan to go from point A to point B, but, don't let that pressure of getting from point A to point B ruin that in between space. Take in the sunshine, man. Go for a walk. Like take in, like your city. Go, see some things that like inspire you. Listen to some new music. Just really like take it in and learn where. I guess not learn, but just see where you can learn. See where you can improve as a creative. Like what moves you. Why does it move you that way? Like let's like reverse engineer to try and recreate those feelings. And so yeah, man, just take every detail in and just really use your time effectively, because now that we're in this whole quarantine period, it's like everybody has all this time. So especially if you're creative, it's like, man, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Really see what you can do with that and push yourself, because the knowledge is out there, bro. Like the internet is at your fingertips. You can learn a million different things in those 24 hours, and you can use it to your benefit. So take it all in.
Boom. Yo, that was great, man. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come chop it up with me. all the way from Toronto. Before I let you go, though, let the people know, like, what do they got to be on the lookout for? I mean, we know You Watch Me Lose My Mind is coming out this fall. New singles, Reflections, out now. But is there anything else that the people got to be on the lookout for over the next coming months from yourself?
Yeah, man, there's a lot, bro. I mean, Reflections is out now, so go run that up. But you can expect, I will tell you that the next single is going to be called The Bottom.
Nice.
That goes crazy, man. So keep an eye out for The Bottom. You Watch Me Lose My Mind. We're making clothes. We got clothes coming out. Everything, bro. I'm excited, man. Stay tuned on. I actually launched my website yesterday, waterboy.digital. So that's where it's kind of all going to be showcased. So.
Dope, man. Dope. Congrats on everything, man. I look forward to hearing the project. Let the people know where they can follow you at, where they can stream you at. Say the name of that website again so they can check you out on your website as well.
Waterboy.digital, and you'll find all of the socials. You'll find everything there. That's all. That's the hub.
He just wants y'all to go click on the website. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just go there now. You don't go there, and then you can find out where you can follow me and all that shit at.
It's all there. It's all there, man.
Awesome, man. Yo, thank you again for chopping it up with me today, man. I appreciate you calling in. It's Ashton Mills on the radar.
Man, appreciate you having me. Thank you so much, brother.